It is Wednesday. Give y'all a few minutes to tap into this awesome training for today. The master class we're going to be focusing on is why does rejection hurt? Why does it hurt? Now, let me tell you the reason why I decided to pick this topic for today, for this month, actually. All of this month, we're going to be focusing in on rejection. It's because during a week of excellence, that workshop, that training that we had last month, the number one, so we had 5 days of training, right? And so out of all of the 5 trainings, all of the 5 days of that week of excellence and achievement, the one that got watched the most and rewatched the most was the one about rejection. So, of course, I love to serve you ladies. I want to make sure you have everything that you need. And that was good information because it let me know, hey, we have women here who are dealing with rejection, and it may be the reason why we can't get to the next level. And it may be the reason it's because of the rejection. And so that's why I want to make sure I targeted rejection all of this month. Okay. So each day, each week, this month, we're going to be talking about rejection. You can look at the flyer that's in the group if you want to know the topics for rejection each month, each week this month, so that you can kind of plan your calendar accordingly. But I try to think of this as some lunch and learn, right? I'm at lunch too. Yes, I own my own business, but I do have to have a lunch break, okay? And so that's why I do it at the 1:00 p.m. Central Standard Time, because that's typically when we take lunch. People who are on different time zones and in different countries, different cities and states, because we do have a lot of that. We have a plethora of wonderful queens in this group. They can always watch the replay, okay? So who has been experiencing rejection that hurts their heart, right? Rejection does hurt your heart. It causes you to feel shame. It causes discouragement, and it causes you to want to give up. That is what rejection does. Right? But today, I'm going to show you how to turn your rejection or those rejections into not a point of pain, but more into a superpower, right? Because you cannot, let me be clear, we are all adults, we are all professional women, and we all want to level up. But I want you to know that rejection is not always a bad thing, right? If you use rejection the right way, it can pivot you to your next level. Rejection is not all bad. So we're going to turn it into a superpower, right? We're not going to let rejection keep us from our next level. We're not going to let rejection to continue hurt our feelings, cause shame, discourage us, or make us give up, okay? That is our target for this month, is how we can turn that rejection into our superpower. So if y'all have any questions, ladies, here in this Facebook, welcome to the first masterclass of November. Can y'all believe it's almost 2023? Oh, we have to pivot and position and get ready for 2023. Because with every new obstacle, every new goal, there's always going to be rejection, right? There's always going to be something that try to keep you away. So let me give you a few announcements before we get into this juicy topic. Okay, I got 3 tips for you. So, announcement number 1, turn on your notifications, okay? In the group, at the top, there should be something, some little, probably 3 dots or arrow that drops down where you can click, yes, I want notifications for the Prosper Under Pressure community, okay? Why? So that when I pop on these lives or when we have some relevant posts in the group, you get notifications and you don't miss a beat. Because guess what? Time is precious. Everyone is busy, especially if you have a lot of goals. So notifications would help, because once you get that notification, you'll be like, oh, Virginia is on. Oh, there's a new post from Film in the group. You can participate and don't miss anything, because everything in this group is like building blocks. It's stages. And when you miss something, you might miss one of your stages to help you get to your next level, okay? We want to level up. No matter where you at, there's a next level up that we're always going to strive for. And then once again, look at the flyer in the group, in the banner. and it's going to give you the rejection topics for the rest of the month. You don't want to miss anyone. And of course, they're going to be in the group for you to rewatch. So of course, we want to make sure that you always get what you need. And then speakers, we love speakers. If you want exposure, if you want to practice how to speak, if you want to, show everybody your services and everything that you have going on that we need in this community, being a speaker is a perfect opportunity to do so. Okay. And the benefits is that, another benefit is that even though, like on lives, everybody can participate because everybody's on different time zones, don't get a lunch break like some of us do, but they can always watch the replay and they can always hit you up, DM you, because of course you're going to, give them some tips, whatever it is you have to offer us to help us get to our next level. But then you're going to have a call of action where you're going to let them know how they can hit you up and connect with you because they may be looking for your services. So you never know. So you can DM me, you can DM Film, whichever one of us, and we'll get back to you if you're interested in becoming a speaker. Okay. Last thing, after our week of excellence and achievement, there was an opportunity to apply for the coaching program. That opportunity is still open. I think we're going to close it off probably Monday so that before December, we can start rocking and rolling because we're not playing with 2023. Okay. So those are the announcements. If you have any questions, comments, input, something you want to see working a little differently to help you to achieve and be excellent and get to your next level, I'm always open for suggestions. It's not a me thing. This is a we thing. It's community. Okay. So let's get back into how you could turn rejection into a superpower, because you can. Rejection can be turned into an advantage and not a disadvantage. So how can I relate to that and why this topic is so passionate to me? Because in my early 20s, probably about 2000 is when I graduated with my degree in English from Lamar University in Beaumont, Texas. Okay, I got an English degree. So guess what my thought was? Oh, I'm going to work for a prominent newspaper or a magazine and be an editor or a contributing writer. I'm going to be hot and it's going to be on and rocking. Not in Beaumont, Texas, okay? And then once I got the realization that you might not be a journalist, you might not be working for a magazine or anything else, Virginia. So shift, okay? Shift. Actually, I shifted into my purpose. So after I graduated with my English degree, I tried to get a job as a teacher, but I wasn't certified. But that was during the time when they were hiring teachers and you didn't have to be certified. But guess what? As we know, it's always about who you know. It's not what you know. And me being first generational, I knew no one in the school district. So I had a hard time getting a position as a teacher without being certified. I got a lot of rejections. Yes, it hurt my heart. I did feel shame. Like, am I not good enough? Because I don't have family that's from the education field, are they stigmatizing me? Like, what's wrong with me? So I felt hurt. I was being rejected left and right. So then guess what? Went back to school, took a couple of classes, took the English test to be certified, bam, passed the test after I failed it a few times, finally passed the test. Oh, guess what? Applying for more jobs, teaching positions. Hey, y'all, I'm certified now. Hire me. Guess what I got? Rejection after rejection after rejection after rejection, which goes back to guess what? It's not really what you know, it's who you know in Beaumont, Texas anyway. So I learned to have a tough skin. I started to think like, I'm not going to let these rejections keep me from my destination, right? I'm not going to let these rejections keep me from reaching my goal. I'm not going to let these rejections keep me from taking care of my kids and having a career that I need so that I can make more money to take care of my kids, right? I said I was never going to let rejection be a fear. So then fast forward, well, I finally got a job. A lady let me in. I'm like, oh, praise God. I'm forever indebted to her. And I was, and I still am today. 2004, I got my master's degree in counseling. Once again, my idea was to get a counseling position, a school counseling position at the school that I worked for, the school that I slaved for, the school that I was dedicated for. You know, now I'm licensed as a school counselor. Oh, application. I'm licensed as a school counselor. Who's going to hire me? Guess what? Rejection after rejection after interview, rejection, connections, rejection. And mind you, I already had my mindset on, I'm not going to let a rejection keep me from my next level. Okay. I learned how to turn my rejection into a superpower. So what I did, you're not going to deter me. I went back and got my LPC. I was a couple of hours from being a licensed professional counselor. Went back, took that one class, tested for the LPC, and the rest is history. But guess what? Even after that, guess what I still faced? Rejection after rejection after rejection. Guess what? Today, I'm successful, have my own business, practice everything, got things going on. Guess what? Sometimes I submit proposals for certain grants or whatever, or for certain jobs or whatever. Guess what? Rejections. Guess what? Y'all are not going to stop me. Thank you for the rejection. So I'm going to give you 3 ways to feel better about a rejection. Yeah, it may hurt and sting for a minute, but then you brush yourself off and you think about these 3 things that I'm going to share with you today to help you feel better and not be so hurt about rejection. So think about this. All right. It's the law of cause and effect. Just think about it and think about how that relates to rejection. If you get a rejection, there was a cause for it, and the effect, of course, was rejection, right? For every action, there is a reaction. So you have to think about cause and effect, the law of cause and effect. This is what I want you to think about as well. Nobody is better than you. Rejection will make you feel that way. Rejection will make you feel that way, like, I'm not good enough. And that's why it hurts so much. That's why rejection hurts. Because once you're rejected, you start thinking, am I not good enough? I don't have enough education? I didn't work hard enough? Rejection hurts because we take it personal. But rejection is not a part of that equation, right? About you not being better than someone else. So don't have any bad feelings. That does not apply to rejection. Because someone got the yes, that doesn't signify that they are better than you, right? That does not signify that they are better than you because they got the yes and you got rejection. And that's why it hurts so much, because you feel like someone else, they got the yes and they are better than me. And that is not true. So what you thinking about rejection affects your emotions. It makes you feel less than. It makes you feel discouraged. It makes you feel hurt. You're heartbroken. It makes you feel shame, right? So you have to change the way you think about rejection to protect your feelings. Don't think, oh, I should never get a rejection. If I get a rejection, that means I'm not worthy. And that's not true. Rejections are good. If you want me to be honest with you, rejections help you get to the next level. Just imagine if you kept getting yes after yes after yes. You keep getting all of these yeses, you're going to be content. You're going to be settled. You're not going to be striving to go to your next level. So rejections are good. That's what you have to do with the mindset so that you can take your emotions out of it and think, rejection. Okay, I'm still good. That doesn't mean this other person is better than me. It's just for some reason they got a yes and I didn't get a yes. Okay, so let's dive in. 3 ways to feel better about rejection, right? Don't ever think that you should not get rejection. Just 3 ways to feel better about rejection and move forward so you can continue to thrive and get to your next level. Okay, so number 1. These are all about the selves, right? Y'all taking notes? Y'all documenting? Number 1 is self-reflection. The rejection that you receive does not mean you are below average. It doesn't mean somebody else is better than you. It doesn't mean you suck. It doesn't mean you don't have what it takes to do the job or to do whatever it is that you got rejected on. When you do some self-reflection, this is what you should do when you get rejection. Self-reflect, right? And no one has to know you're doing this. See, the reason why we get so much shame and hurt and discouragement and give up is because we let people in our business too much. And so then we know they know. And then when they look at us some type of way or do something, then we feel in some type of way and it hurts us. But you should take that rejection, that moment of rejection, as an opportunity to self-reflect. Okay? So you need to work through an average solution for average results, right? And it'll get you above average. It'll get you to that next level. Don't think that you're below average. Think about an average solution for average results. How can you do that? Focus on your gifts and your talents. Once again, it doesn't mean that something is wrong with you. It doesn't mean that people are better than you. Focus on your gifts and talents. One thing is maybe whatever you applied for, whatever you got the rejection for, maybe it didn't match your gifts and talents, right? And if it did, that means that's okay. Maybe I need to refine or fine tune or present or expose my talents and gifts in a different way, right? It's like advertising. It's like you advertising yourself when you go out for something or when you're trying to have something. It's advertising. So when you advertise, when you look at advertisement, they focus on what they can give you, what gifts and talents they have to give to you. Apple is always something extra that they can give to you that somebody else can't give to you. They have a lot of cell phone companies and a lot of computer companies out there, right? But it's something about those gifts and talents that Apple has that they focus on that makes you want them and not reject them. Some people do reject them. We have Android lovers, right? But they don't focus on that. They self-reflect and think about what it is that Apple has that's good enough or focused on their gifts and talents, and they execute that over and over and over until it yields the fruits of their labor. That's what Apple does. They step back, especially if they don't have the sales that they want, right? They step back, they reflect, and then they put a plan in action, focusing on the gifts and talents or whatever it is that they have to offer, and they execute it over and over and over until it yields the next level results that they want. Okay, self-reflection. Then once again, it goes back to that cause and effect. Visualize moving past being not successful and visualize moving to your level of success. Let me tell you why visualization is important in cause and effect. Because you usually get stuck on rejection and not the rebound, right? So if you strategically focus on your rebound, that's what the visualization part is, because you haven't been in the rebound yet, but that's what you visualize. You visualize yourself getting to that next level. You visualize yourself moving past that rejection. So when you visualize, that's going to cause the effect that you want. Cause and effect, right? So visualization triggers your creativity to problem solve. But if you focus on a rejection, you can't focus on problem solving if you're focusing on a problem like that, right? So, but when you visualize your next level, it triggers you to creatively put things in place to solve the problem of why you was rejected. And it's usually because of the gifts and talents or skills and purpose and everything. It's a whole conglomerate. You know, it could be a whole nother lesson on self-reflection and how to use your gifts and talents and purpose to get to your next level. But for today, we're going to focus on ways to feel better about rejection. So just reflect, right? And focus on your specific gifts and talents and how you can use the cause and effect law to help you get past the rejection and go to your rebound. Because next time it'll be different, right? That's the beauty of self-reflection. So number 2, self-discovery. How do you use self-discovery in a cause and effect relationship to get past rejection. So this is what you do. You go out and prepare for the next opportunity, which kind of goes hand in hand with the self-reflection, because once you self-reflect and focus on your gifts and talents, then you're going to discover some things about yourself that's going to help you prepare for the next opportunity, right? You see how those things go hand in hand? This stuff is golden. Rejection is golden, right? Embrace it. Use it as a superpower. So this is it. Once you do your self-discovery, you don't need to be stuck on deficiencies. You don't need to be stuck on the things that kept you from getting the whatever it was you were going after that you got rejected for. Self-discovery is about discovering those deficiencies, that self-reflection, self-discovery, finding out what those deficiencies were, which is okay. Nobody's perfect. And when you realize what those deficiencies are, and you realize that you don't need to be stuck in those deficiencies, it helps you to get to your next level. Because being stuck on those deficiencies and the reason why you're thinking you were rejected keeps you from being ready for your next opportunity, right? Self-discovery. So instead of focusing on deficiencies, focus on your new skills that you need to develop from your self-discovery and the insight that you got from whatever reason you were rejected, and then from your self-reflection and your self-discovery. Focus on new skills. We need them. You should always be developing new skills. This is nothing new. It shouldn't be rocket science, right? Rocket science. If you're always in the mindset of developing new skills, being a lifelong learner, which is one of the traits of a millionaire, is that they're lifelong learners and always looking for insight, a rejection would never hurt you. A rejection is a learning point. A rejection is a pivot point. A rejection is, let me sit back and think about me. It's not about the other person. Let me sit back and think about me. And let me discover some new things about me or areas of lack where I can work on me, right? New skills and insight to get you to your next level. That's the second key to overcoming rejection. And once again, let's think about that cause and effect. I want to link cause and effect to each one of these. Cause and effect, when you do some self-discovery and you figure out some new skills and some insights that you need to focus on, it helps you to dream bigger. So guess what? When you start dreaming bigger, because once you reflect and do your self-discovery, then you be like, wait a minute, I am good. I am better than whoever got the position or who got the raise or whatever the rejection was. Dream bigger. Don't let that small fry, that small fish, whatever they say back in the old days, don't let that small fish or the small things keep you from a bigger yes. Because sometimes we so focused on the rejection that we miss out on the bigger picture of something bigger, of leveling up, of leveling ourselves up, of going to our next level of greatness. Because you should always be focusing on greater as well, not the rejection. Let me focus on the greater. Okay, so number one was self-reflection. Number two, self-discovery. And the third way to feel better about rejection is self-acceptance. Oh, I'm not going to let you hurt me, right? I need to accept some things so that I can go to my next level. And what you do have to accept when dealing with rejection is that no just means no, not right now. It doesn't mean, oh, you're doomed forever, or you're never destined for prosperity or success. You're never able to get to your next level because you just were rejected. That is not what rejection should be used as. Rejection, you should have a self-acceptance of, okay, I had a no now, but that does not mean I'm going to have a no forever. That just means no, not right now, for whatever reason. It can have something to do with self-reflection. It can have something to do with your self-discovery. It can have something to do with you needing to visualize bigger and better, right? So accepting that may help out with not feeling so hurt during rejection. Now, the thing about it is that you may lack the necessary whatever at the time for that situation, and that's fine. That's where the reflection and the discovery come in at. Let me build myself up to go to my next level. But you overcome the rejection by accepting that your thoughts determine what you feel about rejection. So if your thoughts about rejection is that, oh, I'm hurt, I'm shamed, I'm destined for failure, I'm going to give up because this is not for me. That is not how you want to feel about rejection. And when you feel that way about rejection, that pretty much determines how you're going to move next. Once again, that cause and effect. So cause and effect, when it's dealing with self-acceptance, means you are directly related to how you feel about the rejection, right? Cause and effect. If I feel like, I'm destined for failure, I'll never make it through, I can't deal with the rejection, which is a part of acceptance, then you're going to feel that way and it's going to come out in your next action. So what you can do is focus on next steps. What can I do next? Reflect, discover my new skills and talents, develop those, and instead of focusing on worry, focus on your next level, right? Don't give the rejection or worrying about rejection power, right? Rejection is a superpower. It shouldn't make you powerless. It should give you superpowers. You have to remember, as a part of acceptance, you are in charge. You are better than whatever happened with the rejection, right? It's up to you. That's a part of the acceptance. For whatever reason you experienced the rejection, you have to think about it. It's up to me how I process the rejection. It's up to me what I do with rejection if I go to my next level or if I let it keep me feeling hurt and defeated and discouraged. Rejection, it shouldn't be about blaming others. It's easy to blame others, right? Rejection should be a look into you, an internal process, an internal reflection, an eternal discovery, an eternal self-acceptance, right? Because everything that you do, the success that you accomplish, the excellence and achievement that you experience, believe it or not, it starts with self, right? And how you want the self to work is another thing. You want self-acceptance, self-discovery, self-confidence, or do you want self-doubt, self-condemnation, selflessness, all selfishness? Is what you do with the self. That's the number one determining factor of how you let rejection make you feel. If projecting it on the outside, externally thinking about how the other person did whatever they did to cause your rejection, then you're missing the whole point of using rejection as a superpower, because it is a superpower. Okay, so let's do a quick little recap. What are the 3 ways for you to feel better about rejection and keeping in mind that cause and effect law, right? Number 1 was self-reflection. Number 2, self-discovery. And number 3 is self-acceptance. Okay, so listen to what we can do to help build the bridge off of today's masterclass. Number 1, this is what I want you to do. I want you to identify your cause and effect for being rejected. So if you've experienced some rejections recently, or if you have some past rejections that's kind of haunting you today, kind of keeping you stuck, then identify the cause and effect of that rejection. And it's probably somewhere along the line of those 3 ways of feeling better about rejection, from self-reflection, self-acceptance, or self-discovery. Cause and effect for being rejected. That's the first thing you can do for more insight to help you level up past rejection and use rejection as your superpower. But write it out. Okay, there's power in writing things out. It just triggers a different type of learning in your mind versus if you try to keep it in your head and try to process it in your head. Because guess what? The rejection will get mixed up. You want to focus on the positive parts of the rejection and how to use it as a superpower. That's why it's important to write it down. But if you keep it in your head, the positives gets mixed up with the negatives, and it kind of skews your judgment of what to do next. So writing it down helps to solidify the direction that you're trying to go in. Okay, so after you write it down, ask yourself, is there anyone or anything that you are blaming for the rejection? Are you blaming someone else? Oh, she took my promotion. Oh, the supervisor doesn't like me. Is there someone or anything that you are blaming for the rejection? Write that down. Process it. Deal with that type of emotion that's keeping you from using rejection as a superpower. And then after you do those 2-3 things, then let the external cause of rejection go. That someone or that something that you think that you're blaming for the rejection, let it go. Focus on your self-reflection, focus on your self-discovery, and focus on your self-acceptance, because you are the superpower. You are the key. It's up to you. You are in charge. And then once you let the external rejection, the cause of the external rejection go, then you can focus on the internal restoration, right? Which would be the effect. So it's always this cause and effect phenomenon that's going on when it's dealing with rejection and anything in life, actually. Okay, so that's what I want you to do, right? Be sure to tune in the rest of this month. I'm sorry, I keep saying week, for the rest of the master classes about rejection. Do this assignment because it's going to bounce off of next week's rejection master class. Okay, we're building blocks. And remember, if you have any questions, comments, I don't think we have any questions in the group right now, but if you have any, please feel free to DM me. Yes, I may not be able to answer the very second that you DM me, but I will get back to you eventually. And if you're trying to level up your business, level up your career, level up your skills, talents, gifts, purposes, we always have opportunity for speakers in the group. That's what that is for, to help you get to your next level. Okay, so guess what? I've enjoyed you guys, you ladies, today in our masterclass of how to stop feeling so hurt about rejection. I hope I gave you some great tips and tools. I hope you use those great tips and tools, right? Because it's up to you. You can get a lot of information, but if you don't activate the information, if you don't implement the information, and if you don't apply the information, right? It takes those 3 things: action, application, and implementation, right? So it takes those 3 things to take your knowledge and help you get to your next level. So I've enjoyed you, queens. I'll see you soon next week for our next masterclass. I'll see you inside the group, commenting on some of the posts just like you do. And let's build our connections. Let's keep communicating, and let's keep going to our next level of success. So bye, toodles.